Just in time, bro. Yeah.
Lance, I'm through with this, man.
What you mean, this dump? Yeah, me too.
No, I'm through with this bullshit. I don't want to be a damn drug dealer. It's for assholes.
Vic, don't go soft on me now. I got what we finally needed. I know how we can get our hands on one big shipment completely free. We can finally get Pete the healthcare he needs.
Look, Lance, I am a long way from being a good guy, but drugs just mean trouble.
I agree, man. 100% agree. That's why we're gonna get this one big payday for all the hard work and split. Jerry Martinez. It's his coke.
Fuck it. You know what? Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is a real man. Let's pop. Gonna make it big, Vic. I have a dream. I have a dream.
Your dream is my nightmare.
Don't be like that, man. Look, I've even arranged some insurance. Come on, guys. Time to pop.
Yeah, so shoutouts to Lance referencing Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech.
So, what's the plan?
Martinez is bringing in that big-ass shipment Forbes was rapping about. We're gonna rip it off.
Well, it's a good thing I'm a fan of big ass, so it makes stealing this size of shipment a bit more tolerable to do, here with Lance and these two unnamed hooligans who we'll probably never see again after this mission, because that's just kind of how things go in the Grand Theft Auto universe there. But, since we're on the topic of such things, I've got to say, I prefer the female and pale variety of those types of things, but I'm not complaining though, because this mission is quite fun to do. Or at least I find it to be that way anyways, but let me tell you what's not fun for me. Having a fence just kind of massage my vehicle as I'm driving through some back alleyways. That type of thing tends to happen a bit more in this game compared to in the other 3D era Grand Theft Auto games, where it seems like it's a bit more common here for things to take a hot second to load in.
I'll take a look and see what's happening.
¿Por qué metes conmigo?
You two just sit tight and make sure our exit is clear. This is about to get ugly.
Well, I think Lance is exaggerating a little bit there, because I'm here, so clearly that would balance out the ugliness that we have going on, wink wink, nudge nudge, or maybe Lance is being self-deprecating there, But, I know he's really referring to these enemies that we're currently attacking with our BB gun, as they are no match for us.
Take the other truck and follow me! Looks like your friend Martinez finally showed up!
Shit!
So from this point until the end of the mission, this mission turns into a follow sequence where we follow Lance, lots of repetitiveness in this statement, on over to a lockup on Vice City East.
Try to keep up, man! I'm a bad driver!
You said it!
So I suppose bad can have a dual meaning in this situation, although I'm sure Lance's intention was for bad to come across as meaning good, which, back in my day, in the 80s, which is really not my day, I'm just making a joke there, but, it used to mean good, or it still does mean good, it's just that people don't say bad in that context quite as often as they used to, and I don't really hear it being said all that often, but I'm gonna buy into bad in this case meaning terrible, and that Lance is a terrible driver, because he doesn't use his turn signals. You see this business going on here? In real life, it's one of the most annoying things to deal with a fellow driver on the road not using their turn signal. Even in neighborhoods, it's something I'm not a big fan of there. It's like, does it really take any effort to use your turn signal to give the people behind you a heads up that you're going to be slowing down to make a turn coming up here shortly? And, it's just an annoying thing to deal with. So I'll end my ramblings there and move on to talking about Lance again and this part of the mission. Which I suppose I'm a bit of a hypocrite because, I'm calling Lance a bad driver, but then every so often I'm crashing into his backside and also into these enemies that are chasing after us, which aren't really causing any damage, so they're fairly ineffectual. But the reason for crashing into Lance is for tactical purposes. I see the speedrunners doing it, so I figure I might as well throw my hat into that ring of showing that off. And basically, Lance is on a set path during this part of the mission, and he's at a set speed, so if you crash into him, you're basically pushing him forward, so he speeds up his progress a little bit.
Hey, looks like the cops are scared off Martinez. Oh, shit, they're after us now.
So here we have an instance of the infamous Grand Theft Auto logic, in which we have police attention, which is fine, it makes sense because we've stolen this shipment of Coca-Cola products, and we saw what happened on the bridge, people shooting at us and all that good stuff, so, or I guess bad stuff, but, all that makes sense, but once we reach the lockup, which is actually just a garage that's attached to the main road, or one of the main roads here on Vice City East, and it's like the cops just pay us no mind once we reach that point. They just stop chasing after us, and we don't actually have to go to a pain spray or collect police bribes or anything. So it's just kind of funny, I think. But I suppose the important thing to pull away from this situation is that after completing this mission, we now have Vice City East unlocked to do more things for 100% at.
Rich at last! Rich at last! Thank God Almighty, we are rich at last!
We haven't sold this shit yet.
We better. I just bought us both fancy apartments. We're mortgaged to the hilt.
We're supposed to be getting out of this shit.
We are! But I gotta do it in style. I got a reputation to uphold.
So I think that cutscene has a fantastic example that showcases Philip Michael Thomas's voice acting abilities for Lance, as Lance has that one line talking about being rich at last, and I think it's just delivered tremendously. It's very Lance-esque and fits the character quite nicely. So right here we have a pager message in which Louis says that Lance tells me that you're gonna be rich. Does that mean you don't have time for me no more? Well, with the informal English there, with the no more business going on, it's a bit of a turn-off for me, but, I don't know. I guess we'll see how this friction develops between Luis and Vic as we progress forward in this drug-related business going on Vice City East. So yeah, interesting stuff going on there. And before we close this part, I wanted to show off the safe house that gets unlocked, because after completing this mission, not only do you unlock the entirety of Vice City East, but you also unlock a new safe house, so you can quickly or more easily save your game when doing activities and missions on this side of Vice City. So very cool stuff. You see that massive garage there, and it's like a whole new world, being able to store more than just one car in a garage. And when we go inside, we have the bare essentials, a save icon, as well as a health pickup. And then upstairs, we're going to have a place to change our slacks because, well, sometimes you get a bit too excited and then you make a mess, so you need some fresh slacks. But you also have this nice lounge area, a nice place to put your arm around another fine fella, and then a nice bed to spread the eagle. And then when we walk outside, we're going to have something that's very similar to the first safe house, in which you can buy a bulletproof Sanchez there, as over here we can purchase a Little Willie for $5,000, which, for that much money you would think that you'd be purchasing a Big Willie, but, I suppose you can't have everything in life there. So yeah, that's what we have going on here. Fantastic stuff, a nice view of that Ferris wheel and other festivities going on down there. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. So that completes this part. In the next part, we'll be doing the next Lance Vance mission, which is called Brawn of the Dead. So until then, I will see you next time.